Today's sponsor is Loot Crate. For less than $20 a month, Loot Crate gives the geek in you a special treat every month. Loot Crate is a subscription box service with more than $40 worth of geek, gamer, and pop culture gear, collectibles, apparel, comics, etc. delivered to your mailbox every month. This month, they're bringing you a fight for the ages. Suit up, choose your allies, and enter the arena for combat. They're ready to stand their ground this month with exclusive items from Blizzard, Fallout 4, Capcom, sponsor-worthy loot from the Hunger Games, as well as a few more items that will help their winners emerge victorious. You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. When the cutoff happens, that's it, Jack. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/kindafunny and enter the code kindafunny to save $3 on your new subscription today. Also, since you've listened this far into the ad, I wanted to let you know Kevin was changing his shirt in here while I was reading that. Tim.
Yes.
What's your topic?
So my topic is Los Angeles, specifically our trip to Los Angeles that
Oh!
we took.
All right, so we just talked about San Diego in the last
Yeah.
topic real quick. We went down there to visit Sony San Diego, do Colin Moriarty Live, do a Kill Strain thing. While we were doing that,
Yes.
you, Kevin, and Sean Finnegan went to LA.
And Nick.
Well, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I gave a very baby gesture.
Got it.
Similar to when Christopher Reeve regained control of his one finger. But anyways, I gave a baby gesture. That's a real thing. I'm a big Chris Reeve fan. Everybody knows that. Anyways, it's a real thing. That was like when we thought we were going to get it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? As a supporter of the Reeve Foundation, we thought we almost had it. When he'd be talking and then he moved his finger and then his wife Dana thought like, wait, could you really do that thing? And he did it again. And it was like, holy shit, how is this happening? And his body's making new neural pathways and all this stuff. Then he unfortunately died. And then of course nobody except me supports the foundation anymore. Go support this foundation. Anyways, we were in San Diego. You guys went to LA, including Nick.
Yes.
And you shot a whole bunch of love and sex stuff.
Yeah, we did a special guest season of Love and Sex Stuff with a whole bunch of really cool people. And man, traveling is an adventure. Road trips are an adventure.
I don't know how. Yeah, I hadn't done a road trip in forever, and we've done them to LA now like 3 times.
Yeah, going to LA is a specific brand of adventure. From San Francisco to LA, anyone that's done that
Clarification.
knows.
Going to LA is generally boring when you drive from the 5, when you drive all the way down the 5. It's made way more exciting when you have you, Kevin Coelho, and Sean Finnegan in the car.
Yeah.
And we started having we left late, of course. We should have
What a surprise.
Should have left at 5. We didn't end up getting on the road until probably 6:37. It was pretty late. So we're driving down the 5, and we look over, and I'm like, holy shit, the moon's huge. And Kevin goes, the moon doesn't actually change size, right? It's just when it's up in the sky, there's nothing around it. So relative size speaking, when it's by buildings, it appears much bigger than when it's up in the sky. And I was like, that is fascinating. Hey, I wonder what would happen if the moon disappeared. And Kevin says nothing, which is nothing would happen.
He said nothing would happen with the ocean.
He said we'd be fine.
Very little. Like John said, catastrophic.
Yeah, we don't need to get
Don't
into
need to
this.
go into it. But
I want to hear.
Here's the point of the story. Was this. We argued to the point for 2 hours. Tim put his headphones on.
I didn't.
And
I
he
was just
crawled
staying
over. He
out
was
of it.
staying out of it. Kevin is screaming and arguing every small semantic point possible, just because at past an hour he stopped arguing. He just wanted to piss Sean off. Sean basically was about to go to blows. I had to give them both a timeout. I was like, we need to stop talking right now for 30 minutes. Just enjoy the road. And then we all came back and remembered we were friends, but they were going to go to blows.
I mean, the thing that
I
people
would've
need to
I'd
know
knock
about
his
this
block off too.
is the fact that Kevin and Sean have a rivalry that goes back ages. The very,
race.
very, very condensed version of this story is one time we were at Wingstop. We had just finished eating chicken wings, and they started fighting over who's faster.
No,
So
wait,
decided.
Wait. I wasn't saying I was faster.
Okay,
I was
Sean
just saying
Finnegan
that-
claims that he is the fastest person at IGN, hands down. No denying it. He is the fastest person.
We should be paired. He claimed. I don't know if he still thinks he is the fastest person.
No.
But as of about a year ago, he thought he was.
I mean, he I don't know why he wouldn't, because
Miranda Sanchez.
Should we text him right now?
that he is the fastest person at IGN.
I know she was a fast
And Kevin is like, I will beat you. I will beat you in a race. Like, for sure. There's no doubt. And Sean gets so upset because he's looking at Kevin. And it starts getting like real heated. Then all of a sudden he's just like, let's do it right now. Right now. And I'm like, after you guys have just eaten fucking an obscene amount of chicken wings? Yes, cool. We go in the back alley. I'm like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go. They both start racing. There is video footage of this. I'll try to get you that. They both start running. Within 5 steps, Kevin trips and falls like we always talk about him doing to catastrophic fucking events. He tumbles, pops back up like a goddamn...
Like a Kung Fu
Like a
Panda.
gazelle.
Yeah.
Like a Kung Fu Panda.
Ridiculous. Sean comes towards me 5 steps away from the finish line, starts going, ow, 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 because he twisted his fucking ankle. So now we have these 2 motherfuckers that just decided to race for no goddamn reason. Sean is pissed. He's like, I can't believe I let this little fat boy go me into racing him. Now I'm injured. And we're like, oh my God. So then everyone at IGN makes fun of them for a whole month. We decide we're going to have a rematch and make a huge thing out of it. So Sean's like, all right, I need 1 month to recuperate and I need 1 month to train. And we're all like,
Yeah, he like pulled something
to
bad.
beat Kevin in a race? You need this. He's like, yes. Then we wait. There's fucking flyers made. It's a whole big deal. We go.
Also, weren't the round of flyers the first ones had the wrong date?
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Coelho versus
An eye for
Finnegan.
detail.
Then we go. We do the race, and it's not even close.
No.
Sean just
He trained super hard.
He
was
did not.
Much faster.
I don't think he trained super
He was
hard.
much faster.
I think
Sean
he
destroyed.
stretched out
he
beforehand.
also lost a bunch of weight too.
Sean destroyed Kevin. Now let's stop and think about this for a second. Kevin still won because he made Finnegan race him.
The problem with arguing with Kevin or doing anything with Kevin is the second you decide to be oppositional, you've lost. You've lost because Kevin doesn't care about winning the argument. He just wants the argument to go on so long that, like, as long as humanly possible, so that he can continue to fucking make fun of you and goad you into more arguments.
Yeah.
And you get angry. You get
So-
super angry.
That's what happened here, and that's why the entire car ride was just insane because Kevin and Sean are just fighting.
Right.
And it reached a point that they're not even arguing about what they're arguing about. It's just arguing about how deep under Sean's skin can Kevin get.
Yeah.
So I did not have my headphones on. What I was doing was sitting in the back seat.
Oh, you were live tweeting. That's
tweeting
right.
all the quotes that happened. Let's just go through some of these. Sean Finnegan at some point said, "What you got to realize is you need to stop trying to be cool and just be cool." So, thank you, Sean Finnegan.
How'd that relate to the moon?
This is pre-moon. This is all
okay.
pre-moon.
We're just
Okay.
going through. We're just going through.
We started talking about space at some point because there's one quote that's great that Sean
Yes.
said.
So then at some point we were talking, I remembered a story of when one of my best friends was talking about the sexiest thing in life, lingerie. And we're like, no, it's lingerie.
Wait, what? Sean said that?
No, but we were talking and a story came up where my friend James Burke,
Lingerie?
he was like, we were sitting at In-N-Out, we were 17, and we're talking about sexy things because that's what 17-year-old boys do. He's like, there's nothing sexier than a girl in lingerie.
That's fucking embarrassing.
We
That's one
gave
of those
him
quotes you never lived
so
down.
much. Oh, he never will live it down.
Lingerie?
All right. And then we got Nick saying, "Hey, we got to stop at Adele's Taco." Sean saying, "Why'd you add an S?" Nick responds, "Sorry, my mouth was full of McNugget." Because we're just leaving the McDonald's before he decided he needed Del Taco.
I just wanted to set the trip correct and say that we were at least going to go to Del Taco one time on the trip. And I might add, we went twice.
I love Del Taco.
Twice.
Shout
and
out
I
to Del
followed
Taco.
up with Taco Bell, and then I couldn't sleep that night.
Then there's silence for a while. We get a gold one from Finnegan. "Yo, can someone sweet and sour sauce me?" All right,
Again, we were eating chicken McNuggets.
Now I got context to what the hell's happening.
Right.
Here, we start getting into the moon conversation.
Right.
"Don't tell me you wouldn't want to be a fucking space captain." Sean Finnegan. Later, Finnegan to Nick, "The moon isn't actually growing, dumb shit." In terms of how far away the moon
No, he
was.
didn't say that to me. I think he said it to Kevin.
No, he said it.
It was to you.
Was he to me?
Now go punch him.
Why did he say that
The
to me?
moon's actually getting further away.
You made a joke and he took it seriously.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, I didn't say that.
Some real
It's
talk
bigger
there.
or
So
So
smaller.
then I tweet out, Kevin and
It's getting further
Finnegan.
away.
Kevin and Finnegan are fighting over what would happen if the moon was destroyed. Nick Scarpino is on spaceanswers.com.
Great site. Great site.
Is it
you have
good?
any questions about space?
Yeah.
Spaceanswers.com is your place.
Gotcha. Is that run by Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, wait a
no,
minute.
it's not.
Now, you think that nothing would happen if the moon disappeared?
If it, like just disappeared.
Right.
I feel like the effect
What about the tidal effect and all that?
Yeah,
kind
what are
of
you
stuff?
talking about?
It only controls like 60% of the tide. We still.
We almost
Sun-
text you, by the way. We almost text you. I was
Yeah.
like, can I phone a friend? Can I call it in on this?
Also causes tidal effect.
Sure. Anything
But I
in
mean,
big
I
and mass
don't
would cause a
think
tidal
that it
effect.
would, like change the world.
I think it would.
Kevin's argument is that it wouldn't destroy everything.
No, but it would upend and
That's
disrupt
what
everything.
That's what Finnegan was saying. It would destroy everything.
No, it wouldn't
So we had-
destroy
we had
everything.
extremes.
There's
We had
all
two
these
extremes.
things that will happen that we don't even know, and I was like, no, I don't think so.
We said there would be a cataclysmic change.
No, I don't think it would be a
There would be
cataclysmic change.
cataclysmic.
But if the moon never, if there was never a moon, we wouldn't even be here because it stopped so many asteroid collisions.
Right.
Right.
But I
So
digress.
I think the conclusion we came to is yes, there would be some dramatic effects. As to how long those effects would take.
But how
that's
did
a
we get
question.
to that? Because eventually, now Nick is on Yahoo Answers.
I had to go down. I had to get the real answers, Greg.
Space Answers is good. Yahoo Answers is better.
Yahoo Answers
because
is
it's
the best.
crowdsourced.
It really is. And you get some genius answers on Yahoo Answers.
Babby
Are
formed?
you kidding me? We have to have the moon. That's pretty much, that was the top answer.
Then eventually, I don't know how we got to talking about Let's Plays, but it happened. And then Nick goes, I'm not going to lie. I know how to do Let's Plays. I've seen a couple Let's Plays. I've only ever watched Let's Plays I'm in. Nick Scarpino.
True story.
And then,
Now,
then,
to be
I
fair,
go to the bathroom.
Tim misquotes
In the
everyone.
car?
I want everyone to know that.
Do I
He
misquote?
absolutely does. I will say something and he will be like, I'm going to type that. And the time it comes out of my mouth, you will type it in and it will lose the Nick panache. 100%.
Oh, that's a
100%.
lie.
You nailed the McNugget one.
I get your shit down instantly, Nick.
No, there's some stuff that you just don't get right. You just don't get right.
That's-
It's not a problem. It's look,
Oh.
if I'm typing it, I would retype it too, but sometimes you editorialize to make me sound either
Nope.
smarter or
Never.
stupider.
Not once. I have never done that.
You miss
I
sometimes.
quote you word for word because the moment you say the shit,
For instance, I said
stop thinking
my mouth
and
was
I just
full
think
of
it
hot
over and
McNugget.
over.
I said my mouth was full of hot
No, you
McNugget.
didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
I fucking did.
All right.
You're not
Turning into a
recording
married
it.
couple.
You're typing it down.
Then
There's a margin of error.
Then we go to a gas station and I'm peeing, and for some reason I decided to snap.
This is a weird trip.
So
This has, by the way, nothing to do with LA. This is literally like fucking
the topic's
halfway
the trip to LA.
halfway down to LA.
which is the whole thing.
No,
so
I just-
snapped super fucking hard and somehow sliced my finger open
Jesus.
super deep.
With your
And-
fingernail?
Yeah, which I had
You can
just
tell
cut
his
it.
girlfriend moved away.
I just cut it that day, and it cuts, and there's blood just gushing out,
Jesus.
like real blood. And I was like, oh god. And I go out, and then the lady like had to give me band-aids and shit. It was a whole thing.
A rigmarole.
Yeah. Then we started talking about like old school porn stars that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Which made us wonder. I wonder what Heather Brooks up to.
A classic.
I think I remember her. She was the. Well, I guess we won't want to go too into it.
You can. It's the show.
Was
She-
she,
she
the
likes
one?
deep things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say she was
Yeah,
the one
she had a
at
site.
Deep Throat Girl.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I remember her.
Yeah.
Everyone does. Everyone
I think
does.
anyone who's perused pornography in the last 10 years has come
Longer
across
than that.
her.
I feel like I remember her like in high school.
Yeah, but they're
almost.
still available.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Are they
Just-
still
just in
good?
case you-
Oh, the
they're
internet,
still
they didn't
good.
expire
Classic.
those internet
Is
pages?
Citizen Kane still good? Yeah. Classic.
She's the city.
Do I still watch Die Hard once a year? Yes, I do.
Her Deep Throat videos are the Citizen Kane.
I don't
They-
think anyone's
they-
come
they
close.
might be.
I don't think anyone's come close to mastering that like she has.
Yeah.
They
I
might
mean,
be
that's
some of
a
the
fact.
best. If we ever get around to actually ranking porn, which I doubt we ever will, but that I would not be surprised if she was on top 10 lists or top 8.5 inches lists. That guy was at least 9
But
inches.
wait. I wonder where she is. That's a great question.
I
Like,
know,
where is
right?
she now?
What's she up to?
That's why we were fascinated. I was like,
Do you think
I
she'll
would-
ever come back?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But like there was
she had a great 2 years from like 2004 to 2006.
Was it that late? I always felt like it was even earlier than that, but maybe it wasn't.
But that's what I'm fascinated by. There's a great documentary. Did you saw the documentary on Netflix about porn stars and how it was very illuminating. They only have like very short spans because for a number of reasons, psychological, and also they're not new anymore, so they have to continue to kind of do crazier and crazier things. But she had a little cottage industry. She had her own business.
Yeah, that's
and
different.
so I would like to see what happened. Like, did she just get tired of it? Did she make so much money that she doesn't need to work anymore?
I love that you said she had a cottage industry. That's awesome.
Well, because she was running her own website
No,
in,
I know,
in a
it's
time
true.
when
It's
like
just like-
the Vivid Videos and all those places were like, and remember Bang Bros, which was like
I think they
seemingly
still
took over
exist,
the
right?
world. I think they do too, yeah. But I get confused with the Bang
I'll
Bros
feign
and the
ignorance and
Brazzers.
pretend I don't know if they exist or not anymore.
That bus
I
is
know
still
they
roaming the
exist.
countryside, picking up poor innocent women.
God, they don't
At
even,
some
they don't even
point,
try anymore.
Kevin
Hey, you need a
decides-
ride? Yes, I need a ride. That's it. That's all I got.
Kevin decides that he needs a Wendy's Frosty. So yeah, so it was too late. Wendy's were closed, and Wendy's ended up tweeting at Kevin saying, "Sorry, we're closed."
That's awesome.
No, I think they said sorry, we're asleep. We were asleep or something like that, right? Yeah, it was cute.
Then we get into LA, and Nick goes, "Man, There are a lot of martial arts stores here. It must be a really well protected area.
For some reason, North Hollywood and Burbank area has a strong per block martial arts presence.
Did you
It was
get out and
Kempo.
show him some things?
No, I was scared to, man. I don't want to get my ass kicked by someone in Burbank.
Okay.
It's
At some point,
embarrassing.
Nick decided, let's go trick or treating, which we didn't do. But let's stop and imagine.
We got close to
me,
trick-or-treating,
Sean,
though.
Nick, and Kevin trick or treating.
Wait, was it
Going to some
Saturday?
random
You were-
neighborhood?
This was now Halloween.
Now
We've rolled
we've
into
caught
it,
up to we're on Halloween.
That's awesome. They'd be like, really good costumes. You guys look like people whose dreams have died.
Well, yeah. we should set the scene though. We were driving. We had the whole reason we went down there was to shoot a season of Love and Sex stuff with all of our friends down there. So we caught up with Chloe, Anthony Carboni, a bunch of great. It was awesome, fun. Like 2 days of just hanging out and shooting with really talented people. So Chloe Dykstra was our last person, and we're leaving. I think she was in Silver Lake, and we just started driving. And we're actually driving down Sunset during sunset, and it was really cool. And I'm like, let's just keep driving for a bit, and then we get to Beverly Hills, and Sean's like, do you guys want to drive through Beverly Hills and just look at the houses? Which we should never do because it's super fucking depressing because those houses are so big and so amazing that it actually makes you feel like a minuscule person. And then I saw some trick-or-treaters and I was like, how great would it be if we went trick-or-treating in this neighborhood and got
Get there.
immediately arrested and
Aaron
shot by the
Spelling's
cops?
house.
Hey,
He's giving
Aaron.
out full-size Snicker
Hundreds.
bars.
He's just giving hundreds out. But we ended up, Kevin had a great idea. Kevin's like, we should go trick-or-treating because we were trying to get invites to parties and we got a couple, but we were too tired. No. Your idea was genius on what we wanted to dress as.
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I allowed to say this or do you want to keep it for yourself?
we
for
are
later?
definitely allowed to talk about this.
So we're driving down Sunset and Kevin's like, I want to go to a Halloween party. We have to find a Halloween Emporium or something weird
Yeah,
like
Hollywood Spirit Store.
that. Exactly.
Halloween.
I might have been the person to mention Halloween
Yeah,
Emporium.
like speaking of
Doesn't matter who
misquoting.
brought it. It doesn't matter who brought out the Halloween Emporium, okay? It
was a great idea. It doesn't matter who did it.
Kevin, I wanted to go as a dog dressed as a shark. You know how
Nice.
like when you dress up Portillo and just
Sure.
do this all night? Sad face.
He
Kevin's
likes
like,
it.
no, let's go as sexy kittens. And that would have been amazing.
So the idea would be
Leotards.
all of us in black leotards with those bullshit little ears, maybe a tail, and like the black
Yeah.
whisker paint. And it would have been the funniest fucking thing ever.
But I
we
wanted a
didn't do it.
leotard like they had in like Cats, where it went down to your belly button. You know what I mean? Where it just covered like just the nipples, but you can still see both sides of the nipples.
Yeah.
Just hairy chest and then an all white face with little whiskers and the ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
So
be amazing. Just
we
like
saw a
Cats.
lot of sexy kittens. There weren't any male sexy kittens.
Yeah.
But that's the weirdest thing about Halloween is that a lot of the girls just decide, I'm just gonna put little ears on. I'm a sexy cat. And it's like, man,
Lazy.
that might be the most common Halloween costume.
We saw a lot of. Well, we should say that we spent our Halloween stuck in traffic in LA. That was a particular mistake on our part. We decided to drive toward Hollywood after we saw the Jobs. And I was like, oh, let's go for a drive. There's a bunch of trick-or-treaters. And we got stuck in literally 4 hours of traffic because they
Jesus
shut down
Christ.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
They shut down like Highland and Hollywood Boulevard. And anywhere in like a 40 mile, or maybe not 40 miles, but like anywhere in like a 3 or 4 mile radius is gridlock.
Gotcha.
And so we were stuck on side streets watching all these people who were having a great
It was
time
not the
running back
worst
and
thing.
forth. And we were just like,
It
this-
was the best thing.
no,
Like,
we got to see people.
the only bad thing about it was the fact that the night before we did something similar to Colin, and we went out,
Not so much we.
me specifically,
Yeah, there you go.
like, oh my God. Like I
You
was
went
like,
hard.
I should probably stop after I had 12 old fashions that night. 12.
Jesus Christ.
12. I was fucked
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. That's a
It
lot.
was
That's
bad.
a lot. That's 24 ounces of bourbon.
And I was feeling it. So I was feeling it so hard.
Otherwise known as a bottle.
So
That's a
it was
bottle
like
of bourbon.
it was like a rough day for me, and I was so tired. I just wanted to go home and sleep. I did not want to go out and do any of the parties or anything. I was like, but it's me. I'm not gonna fucking be like,
You're gonna
"Guys, let's
rally."
go back. Like,
You're Tim
if
Gettys.
anyone wants to do anything else, I'm like, let's fucking do that. I'm with you. We're gonna make this shit happen. But then the thing we decided to do is to drive. Just keep driving
we
and
just
not
drove
go
around
anywhere.
LA, man. It was fun.
But then we get stuck in traffic, which was the worst because I wanted to be in bed. But then I'm like, this is actually the best because everyone is just outside walking in costumes. Then we had to go through West Hollywood, which is like the gay area of
Sure.
LA from what
Sure.
I was.
That's what I understand.
From what I
too. It's like
understand,
it's
like the
similar to
Castro.
their
Yeah,
Castro.
Castro, yeah.
Castro, yeah.
And then things just got amazing.
Yeah.
Because the fucking costumes were spectacular.
Yeah.
And just ridiculous. So then it's just like everywhere we look is just like amazing. It was the most awesome thing ever. And then it lasted 4 hours.
Yeah, it was awesome for the first 10 minutes, and then we were stuck in it for 3 hours, and it became horrible, which is LA to me in a nutshell. It's great. It was awesome when there was no traffic. When there was traffic, it was the worst thing on the planet. We drove everywhere in LA. We stayed in North Hollywood. We went to Burbank. We went to Santa Monica. We were in Beverly Hills for a while. Like we had people that were all over the place, and it was really, really cool to just see. It was the first time in my life where I'd spent 2 days just driving around LA for work. And it was very fascinating because the city had always been very big to me. But now when you drive around on a Saturday, it's actually quite small. It doesn't take that long to get from Burbank to like Santa Monica if the traffic's clear. But man, when the traffic's not clear,
never clear in LA though. That's the problem with LA.
It was brutal.
It's 45 minutes anywhere.
Oh, and they were also having a Kamikaze Con.
Is
that what it is?
It's called Kamikaze.
Which was cool. And we, a bunch of people were coming back from that, and we ended up downtown because I decided we were going to go to a Counter Burger that routed us downtown, so we got stuck in that for a little bit. But then that was hilarious because it was like the difference between the Halloween parties and the cosplayers.
Yeah.
It's like hardcore people that actually show up and look awesome versus the dude that just painted his face silver and was like, I'm a Silver Surfer.
Cat thing nipples.
Yeah,
on.
cat nipples. Yeah, all 6 of them. Do cats have 6 nipples, Kevin?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they do. If Porty does, they do.
It was fun. We had a great time, and it was cool to go on a road trip with. It felt like a road trip with the guys. Less work, more just like, hey, we're hanging out and going on a road trip. And then we got in the car to come back and started talking about selfishness, piggybacking on our conversation a few episodes ago. We were talking about is it bad to be selfish?
Okay.
Are most acts driven by selfish motivations? And that when again another argument dropped down.
Really?
Yeah. I mean that went from civil to 10 minutes later. Sean and Kevin again hating each other.
Yeah.
No, that was Nick. I didn't really care about this.
Yeah, I know. But
then
if you would ask Sean.
We were screaming at each other in the car, not screaming, but very, very loudly talking to each other in the car. And then we all got hungry. And as we were like yelling at each other, I was like, "Does anyone want Carl's Jr.?" And Sean's like, "I would fucking kill Carl's Jr. right now." So we go into the Carl's Jr. We're still arguing, but we're like right here. I was like, "Dude, you're fucking wrong. Look, that's still a selfish act." And everyone around us is looking at us like, these guys, are they on fucking speed right now? Like, what is happening?
We were so passionate and intense about it, and like we're in, the
It's
middle
like
of the
Kettleman
road.
City.
Yeah. The people that are at this Carl's Jr. are not at all.
They're not deep philosophical thinkers. They're trying to get from point A to point B, and that's pretty much
Long
it.
haul truckers.
They are. So it was pretty fascinating, but I think overall we had a great time.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I really enjoyed it.
So we shot Love and Sex Stuff.
Right.
Which was awesome. So right before we went down to shoot the special guest season, we put up our highest performing episode of all time, which was How to Have Sex for the First Time.
Right.
Which, as of recording this, is a 237,000 views, which blows my mind. Because I was like, what the hell? And I'm like,
the week before is at 25,000.
Yes. So I'm like, and we see, like, you can understand why some episodes perform better than others, like based on thumbnail and headline and all this. So there is an ebb and flow that's like fairly predictable.
Sure.
And like before this episode went out, I was talking to Kevin, like, this one's going to do really well. Like I knew it was going to, but I didn't expect it to do this well. So then I look back at the analytics. It's because people are searching for how to have sex for the first time. That exact headline is something that is being searched for every day. And I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. This is going to change my life.
This is going to change your life.
Yeah.
Every video we do now should be titled that.
Yeah, well, but see, there's an art to
How to have sex
stuff.
for the first time.
To naming
Dashed
Let's
Fallout
play.
4 review.
So we went down and we did a lot of the episodes. We did some with Chloe Dykstra, Ava Gordy, Trisha Hirschberger, the girls from Just Between Us, Anthony Carboni,
We're missing some people.
Mari Takahashi, and Joven Shire from Smosh Games.
Right.
And I think that's it.
That was fun. It was interesting because we went from people's houses to we went to Defy Media, which is where Smosh is based out of. It was cool. Did it change your perception at all of LA, Tim? Because you had always had kind of a lukewarm, kind of understand, like just feel on LA in general.
I mean, no, it's still LA.
Just still LA.
Something that's really weird about LA to me is the fact that it has a very distinct look. If you played San Andreas, that's pretty much it. You're like, all right, this is how things are. So every single corner looks identical, and it's just kind of like a bunch of
Strip mall?
shops.
Yeah.
Like
Did I
is
see
that a
that
strip mall?
massage parlor back there?
And the stores don't have brands. Like it's called Nails, Massage Parlor, Pizza.
It all looks like a set.
And it's like, and it's really, really, really weird. I'm like, what the hell?
Kenpo.
And everything looks really dirty. And it's you brought up, it's a different dirty than SF's dirty.
Yeah, it's
Like,
different.
Every city has
not
its
dirty.
own dirty.
It's like dusty.
Yeah.
That's what LA looks like.
It's worn. It's like a catcher's mitt. It's like
is
it's
like a
worn
catcher's
in.
mitt,
It's been it's bleached by the sun. Here it's just shit and pissed on everywhere in San Francisco.
That's true. It's fresh, but it's fresh shit. Which is true because what were we saying? We walked out when it was a little bit cold in LA. I was like, it's just a different vibe in LA. different smells, different feels. I don't know which one I prefer though. I think I still prefer Northern California as far as just overall. I think Northern California to me is still the winner because you get a little bit more seasonality down here. But I enjoyed it. I mean, it was fun.
All the houses we were in were awesome, very different, very cool.
Yeah, we came to people's houses, which was fascinating because we were like, "Hey, we're down in LA." They're like, "Oh, where should we show up to?" We're like, "No, we'll come to you." And everyone's like, okay.
You can't come in the house. Take
No,
off your
like
shoes.
a bunch of people were like, well, I'll just come out because it was like, I mean, we don't want to impose on anyone's houses, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think most people are like, I'm not cleaning up for these fucking guys.
Nice.
Like, forget it. It's not going to happen.
But I mean, that was one of my favorite things about this shoot. Like, we've done a whole bunch of shoots like with other people or doing things. But what's cool about this is one of the first times that like you weren't involved.
Yeah.
So this was just me and Nick, just kind of like, hey, people, like, let's do shit. Whereas usually it's like we're just like the fucking, B team side motherfuckers.
Yeah.
So that
I
was
know it.
an interesting a difference. But in addition to that, I thought it was cool that we had our shit so locked down. Like, we knew what we were doing and it was so in and out. We went in and shot 2 episodes with each person. We were in and out within 20 minutes.
Nice. Wow. Dude.
And like everyone had that like sense of like, oh, that's it? Like, really? Cool. And I like that because I hate it when we have to do shoots and it's just like, oh, this takes forever.
Also, we were on time.
I don't believe that. I'm glad you can afford them that courtesy, but not us.
Yeah, but I mean, if with you it's hit or miss. I'm like, if I'm not on time today, I got another shot of it tomorrow.
It's been 10 months of tomorrows.
I'll hit it at some point. Yeah, it was fun though.
That sounds like great. My big question as a fan of the show, when do they start rolling out?
I'm still thinking about that.
Okay.
Like, so there's something with this show specifically that I'm not sure exactly how I want to do it. I'm thinking about maybe keeping them till January, till next year.
We
to
all
roll
get
out
back
then.
to the holidays. And
Yeah,
everything.
and so that we can kind of, because I'm worried about the holidays. I don't know how our audience is going to consume the content during the holidays, if they're going to want more or if they're going to be busy. But also, I'm worried about, since we have guests and like I want them to be talking about these videos and tweeting it out and stuff.
Great point.
I don't want to be like, oh, hey, your episode's coming up on Christmas Eve. And they're like,
I'm in Tokyo.
whatever.
Sorry.
So they're not like tweeting stuff.
I'm Anthony Carboni.
Yeah.
I have all this DLC money. I can do whatever I want. Do I have a beard or not? You never know.
He had a beard.
Anthony Carboni is
His episode was great.
the funniest motherfucker in the
he's a
entire
funny dude.
world. Like him and Nick, I want them on a show, just the two of them, and just let them do things. Nasty to each other.
I would love that.
You guys
Nick
are
would
very
love to do
similar.
things.
He's one of those guys. Oh, do stuff with him, to him. He's one of those guys that escalates, and then I escalate. He makes me want to escalate. Colin makes me want to escalate.
His episode, one of them, is how to take off a bra,
Nice.
and it went to dark places. Kevin got involved, and
We were gonna make Kevin wear the bra.
I was gonna say, did
we
Kevin
could
have to wear the bra?
No, we pussed out. We didn't.
Then he walked
Didn't
over
mind
and you
the
noticed
bra.
there was cum on his shirt. You're like, ew, you know what? You go back behind the camera. It'll be okay.
Or walked over and he was already wearing a bra. And I was like, I'm not gonna ask. I'm not gonna ask why you got that bra on, but
it was a very different season of Love and Sex Stuff too. Like I think that we've been doing I think like 23 episodes in, and I still like it. And like a lot of the topics are weird and crazy. Thank you guys. But it starts to be pretty similar where it's me and Nick, and our advice is usually be confident and
Be yourself.
communication
Tell
and
them what you
whatever.
want.
But it's like that advice just fits. So
Yeah,
it's like we're
right.
giving real advice. But this was different because when you put Nick next to someone that he doesn't really know, he goes into full Nick mode where he's just like, I'm gonna be as funny as fucking possible. And it's the best because he goes off the rails and it just
I saw him
doesn't make-
climbing like a pile of wood or something at Trisha's house.
Yeah.
it was a rock face, and I was practicing my rock climbing skills
You're part of the climbing
because I
community.
have to. Well, yeah, you got to re-up every once in a while. They have to test you
I understand.
to make sure that you're still part of the community. Kevin knows.
Oh, this is an on the
Kevin's
spot
shaking his
test.
head yes.
The climbing community representative rolled by,
yeah.
saw you, and was like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
need to test you."
Trisha, her backyard has this amazing like fountain with rocks, and I was like, I have to climb on that. She's like, well, you're probably gonna hurt yourself, and I did. My hand was like scraped up the entire time because it was like lava rock, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Another fun thing is, so we shoot the cold opens for Love and Sex Stuff that are kind of like jokes based on the episode. For Trisha's, which the topic was, how do you know if a girl likes you? We didn't even need to shoot one because Nick is just naturally flirting 24/7. So we just had him.
I wasn't flirting. I was.
She's married, newly
She
married.
just got married. I was being extra nice to impress her.
And that's what she says, like, man, I don't like, I'm trying so hard to impress you. And it's like, well, there's our cold open.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why, but I'm really trying hard right now to impress you. And she's like, that's awkward. And I was like, well, it is. It is awkward.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was fun.